Hey, superstar. I am rocking my new jacket. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. It is a small. Woo! I squeezed in it. I'm gonna claim it. My hips are still a large, but my upper body is a small for sure. Let me know what you think. Do you have a gift that you know you're meant to share with people? One of my gifts is the gift of vision, okay? I have the ability to literally look at somebody and tell you, I can see their deepest secrets. I can see their deepest pains. I can see what makes them happy. I can see what makes them sad. I can see people's truth. I can see people's desires. I can see what they need to be doing with their lives. I can see how to get the most out of their lives. I can literally look at somebody and see all of this kind of unfold in front of me. When I was in college, I had a sorority sister, and anytime she ever wanted to accomplish something, she would come to me. She would say, Latoya, I want to be college queen. Latoya, I want this job. Latoya, I want to change this. I want to do this. And she would always come to me and ask me for help. Oh yeah, I help you. You know, it was fun for me. And I remember being out of college. We had graduated. And she said to me, Latoya, you should be a life coach. And this was back before life coaching and coaching was like even popular. At that time, it kind of had like a bad stigma. So when she said that to me, I was like, I ain't gonna be no life coach. I don't be no life coach. I don't know where you got that from. And I looked back and she was totally right about the lane of profession that I should be in. Because I understand why she said what she said to me. Because while I was working with her, everything that she wanted came to life. Everything that she wanted was like easy to get. She knew that if we worked together and she was open and receptive, that she would get what she wanted. And that's exactly what happened. Thank you. How fun, isn't it? During that time, I did not realize that my gift was the gift of vision. I was using my gift of vision, but I did not have words to articulate exactly what it is. And when I look back, I've always used my gift of vision. Even when I was younger, when I was a kid, and I had dreams of being, in the local talent shows, and I didn't know how I was going to enter them or how I was going to be considered, or, winning the local talent shows. And I would just imagine performing and accepting my award, and I would prepare for it as though it was going to happen. And it would happen. That's how I would bring things into my life, is just start to prepare for them. At that time, I did not realize that it was the gift of vision. As I have gotten older and become more aware of this gift, I am leaning into it more. I'm using it more. I'm more open. I share it more. But there has been a little bit of a learning curve around how to properly use my gift of vision and how to properly share my gift of vision. Because one thing I have encountered along this journey is that a lot of people do not want to hear what I gotta say. They don't care. And for a long time, it just harbored this frustration in me, because I'm like, I'm literally telling you something you're gonna need. Long story short, I worked for the federal government for 10 years. There's a lot going on around the federal government right now. I've been gone for about 5. During my time working for the federal government, I had I could see a lot of things, okay? I could see the state of the federal government. I could see the future of the federal government. And I knew that I didn't want to be there. So I made plans to leave after they had the government shutdown that lasted about 3 or 4 months back during the later end of the Obama administration and going into the first Trump administration. When that experience happened, I had the opportunity to observe how that experience affected the lives of federal workers. And at that time, I was not able to literally put all the pieces together, but I understood that I did not want to be caught in that situation when it happens again. And I knew it would happen again, or may even be worse. I knew at that point that the security that federal employees assumed they had for years and decades and centuries was gone. I also knew that the skills that federal employees gain in the government they don't transfer well into private sector. And this is from experience of coming from private sector and going into government and then going back into private sector. Most federal employees are just federal employees. They've never worked in the private sector. They went from high school to government or college to government. The government loves employees to stay and retire there. The intention is for you to take the job and never leave until you retire. Therefore, the skill set is not... Therefore, the skill set is not really developed for you to advance or to move on. They don't want you to do that. I got lucky in the sense that the agency that I worked for made its own money, so they had a reserve. So I did not experience or have to deal with the government shutdown at that time. But I was blessed also in the sense that I got a chance to observe how it affected the lives of federal employees. And I told myself I was not going to be caught in the next one. I was also naturally being pushed in a different direction in life. Entrepreneurship, being here, all this good stuff. Somebody threw a bicycle into the tree. Okay. I knew I needed to prepare to leave. I also was aware that I wanted to start building skills that would help me to survive and to support myself and to be able to make money when hard times come. Because I could see the state in which we were moving as a country and as a government. And I knew being able to articulate your value was going to be a huge value and asset that everybody is going to need to have. I mentioned this on TikTok about a year and a half ago. Of course, the conversation got crickets, except for one person. One person understood exactly what I was saying, could see the path as well, and commented. Now it's happening. We have all these federal employees that are being let go. And I'm gonna tell you right now, many of these federal employees are not gonna be able to ever find another job. They're not. At least a job that makes the money that they were making in the government. They're not. They don't have the skill set. With that said, I was frustrated because at the time, nobody was listening to me. Everybody was like, whatever, you don't know what you're talking about. Now look, we got so many people who cannot find work. And a lot of people are going to be forced into entrepreneurship. It's happening right now, and people are not even aware of what's happening. People are not aware of what position that they are now going to be in. And this is why I say it is so important, regardless if you are an entrepreneur or if you work for someone, it is important to be able to articulate your value, because we're all going to need to know how to do that in this future world. With that said, I have learned, this is growth, that it is not my job to save anybody. I'm not going to scream to the top of my lungs and say, prepare, prepare, prepare. It's coming, it's coming, and coming. It's coming. I realize that the reason I'm frustrated is because I'm sharing with people who are not ready. I put this in the last video, who is not ready to receive or who's not ready to experience what I have to offer, and that's perfectly fine. They may need it, but they're not ready to receive it. And I have to mind my business. I have to mind my business and take the information that's coming to me and use it to prepare myself, which I have. I knew to leave the government. I knew what was coming in the future. Toya, get ready to go. You got other work to do out here. Plus, this ain't about to be what you think it's about to be for too much longer. With the awareness of minding my business, I have so much peace. I have so much peace. But it is frustrating when I hear people having this conversation out loud and they're like, in their head, like, hold up, something's off. And I'm like, people, not just me, people have been saying this for the last 5 years or so. Prepare, prepare, prepare. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Everything that's happening with the federal government, I saw that coming years ago. And I see something else coming. What I will also say is this. 8 months ago, I reached out to the agency that I work for, the federal agency that I work for. They still had me in the public directory as an employee. I've been gone for a long time, years. I'm aware of how things are going to be in the future in relationship to our systems. And I don't want my name attached or publicly displayed that I worked for the federal government, because I don't think it's going to be safe to do that in the future. I don't. You can say I'm crazy, you can say you don't know what you're talking about, but bookmark this video and come back and see me in the next 5 to 10 years and you tell me if I'm crazy. Another thing that I find fascinating though is when BLM was taking place, everybody wanted to dismantle and burn things down. Now that everything's being burned down, everyone's like, don't burn things down. I'm confused. What exactly do you want? It don't matter who's burning it down. It doesn't matter who is dismantling it. The point of the matter is, several years ago, everybody who is saying don't touch nothing now is the same people who were saying burn it down years ago. Oh, don't burn it down because it's impacting me in my life. Here's the reality of the situation. And I once again keep talking about this stuff. Humanity is a mirror. We are all a mirror of each other. The people that you see in the world that are wonderful, that's you. The people you see in the world who are horrible, that's you. Humanity is not one-sided. Your humanity is not one-sided. My humanity is not one-sided. We all think we're good people. Surprise! There's something about you that's not that great. You just don't see it. We're all a balance of energy. Dark and light, positive and negative. Everything is. Most people do not see the full picture or scale of who they are. And we don't. It wasn't until COVID happened to where I was able to see mine. This is when a light bulb came on and I said, oh, wow, humans? Disgusting, horrible, horrific. And it's all of us. Humans, amazing. Oh my gosh, amazing, the best of the world. And it's all of us. We are everything. We're not separate from the other. Like, I got off TikTok for a multitude of reasons, but this was definitely one of the reasons why I got off TikTok. TikTokers are hypocrites. You're hypocrites. You are hypocrites. You think that you're out here doing all this amazing work and bringing awareness to things and talking about stuff. Yes, it helps to talk about it, but if there's no action behind it, it doesn't matter. And the fact that TikTokers will go hard for an app and change the outcome in a matter of days, but when it comes to the homeless on the street, the prices of housing, when it comes to all this other stuff going on in the world, healthcare, we not ready to burn nothing down to get that changed. Once the app came back, everybody went silent again. Hypocrites. We're all good and bad. We're all part of the problem. We're all part of the solution. But people that think they're doing the work, quote, doing the work, think that they're not bad people, or that they're not on the other side of the coin. You are. Definitely you are when it is something you want. Right? We want less government. We want less government, but don't touch my job. So whose job we gonna touch? We want to downsize the government, but don't touch my job. Then whose job we gonna touch? Who? Nobody wants to give up anything. So if nobody wants to give up anything, you're basically saying you don't care whether there's change. You don't care that your neighbor has a better life. You don't care that your neighbor has health care. You don't care that the homeless is off the street. If it costs anything to you. Well, the point of this conversation overall, The point of this rant overall is that we all are going to have to learn how to communicate and articulate our value. We're all going to have to learn how to sell like we've never sold anything before. Be able to sell our value and articulate our value like we've never in our life before. You need to be damn good at it. And you will be if you continue to follow this channel. I got you. Super simple. Super simple. But this is the time now to practice it. This is the time to get ahead of the curve. This is a time to put things in motion. And this is the time to start selling your value and articulating your value in the iconic version of yourself, darling. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or if you have any video requests that you would like me to talk about, or if you have any topics in relationship to you becoming the icon that you are that you would like me to talk about. I love you, superstar. I'm Latoya Cooper, your brand strategist, elevating women entrepreneurs into iconic powerhouses that drive big profits. Buckle up.